my name's Helen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing part 2 of the Roll of Reads readathon. This is for my March TBR. I last time rolled 3 rolls. I have got the prompts that I got here. So I had read a borrowed book, and for that one I have finished in 2 days. Contacts by Mark Watson. I really enjoyed this book. I read it really quick. The subject matter, there is a trigger warning for suicide, so I would stay well clear if that is a trigger for you. But I really did want to find out what happened in this. It's basically about a man called James who texts the contacts in his phone. There's like 158 people to say that basically he's had enough and he is going to end his life that night. Gets on the train, puts his phone on airplane mode, and then what you're reading then is snippets of James at the train thinking about his life and like where he's up to mentally. But then you're flipping back to, well, in time, from him looking back in time with family members and friends, but also you're looking at when people are receiving these messages to their phone and their reactions to it, and them trying to get in touch with him and help him. And yeah, it was you know, the ending, I wasn't expecting what happened really. It was a bit of a shock in part of it. I can't say too much, I don't want to spoil it, so I can't tell you about what happens with James. But yeah, it's definitely a thought-provoking book. It does make you think about, you know, spending time with your family and friends, making sure that they all know that you're there for them. And, you know, you do like to think that people know that you are, but like everything, life is busy, you lose touch, and it's about, I suppose, just checking in with people when you can. And that's all we can do. But yeah, so I will read more Mark Watson. I have read a non-fiction of his. Can't remember the name of it now, but he's a comedian in the UK. He is, I think he's from Newcastle. Oh no, I think he's from Newcastle. I haven't seen any of his stand-up. I've seen him on telly before, but I've been to see a lot of comedians live, and I haven't seen Mark Watson yet. But yeah, this, if you're looking for a thought-provoking book, if you feel like you can handle talking about mental health and suicide, then maybe give this one a go. So then for the next pick, I got indie self-published. I said I would read the From Peers to Eternity. This is the one I was going to read. I'd had it on my TBR for a long time. It's definitely self-published. Then I considered reading The Carnelian Fox, which I won in a prize draw from Kaz from Cats and Camera. It's a sister's book, and so she sent me this, and I was toying with that one. However, I wanted to do more rolls for Roll of Reads, so I knew in order to do that I would have to get through the books quickly. And so somebody, a work colleague who I'd just finished working with, gifted me a book. This one's called Life Stories. I have literally got the last story in this to read, so we're talking maybe 20 pages left. It's very thin. It's 120 pages. So yeah, I've got one last story to read in this. What I would say about this is if you have no interest in religion at all, then you might want to stay clear of this one, because it's definitely coming at people's life stories from a religious point of view. So like I say, it was gifted to me, and so yeah, I wanted to read this one because it was short, because it was gifted to me, and because I wanted to carry on with Roll of Reads. So there's that one. The only one I've still got to do is randomise a country pick. I randomised a country pick and got Spain, and as you know, the Readathon Book Club book for February was Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys. But then in the library I saw the Spanish Love Deception. So this one is about a girl called Catalina who desperately needs a date for her sister's wedding. She's told a little white lie about her American boyfriend and it's spiraled out of control. So now everyone she knows, including her ex-boyfriend and her fiance, will be at this wedding. And so she has 4 weeks to find someone willing to cross the Atlantic for her and aid in her deception. So it's New York City to Spain. It says there's no short flight, so I knew Spain was involved, obviously in the title as well. And it said her family won't be easy to fool. But even then, when Erin Blackford, the 6'4", blue-eyed pain in the arse, offers to step in, she's not tempted even for a second. Never has there been a more aggravating, blood-boiling and insufferable man. But Catalina is desperate, and as the wedding gets closer, the more desirable an option Erin Blackford becomes. It is a bit of a chunky one. It's 468 pages. So if I find a book here that is thinner, I may well go for that. But this means that after I've finished Life Stories, this is the only one I've got to do. So I thought, yeah, I can do more of Roll of Reads. So this is obviously part 2. If I roll the dice and it says another low number, then there might be a part 3 and part 4, etc. If I get a high number now, it'll be a case of they're the books I'm picking from the month, because if I roll a 15, I don't think I will fit 15 more books in. But at the speed I read Contacts, who knows? So let me do my rolls. Right, so I managed to push this piece of paper under a bookcase to keep the cards the same position that they were in before. So let's roll, and it says, what does that say? Oh, 4, that's a nice number. So I'm doing 4 more rolls unless I get doubles. Excuse me again, I'm still doing this one-handed. So we've got 15. Right, a book that was on my previous TBR that I didn't get to, that's a good one. I will look at that when I get a chance. Second roll, I didn't write down my numbers, so I don't actually know if any of these are triple. So I'll have to look at that in my past video. 14. Oh, I haven't placed that one. So we've got set somewhere you've been. Okay, I definitely think I can do that. Replace that one. Oh, I've got 2 there. Number, does that say 2? I feel like I got a 2 last time, but I don't think I've had 3 of them, so I'm good to go. Gifted or from a subscription box, that's a good one too. And then hopefully the final one. Did I just say roll doubles? It's not possible to roll doubles. I mean, if I roll a 1, I'll have to add another roll. Right, final roll, number 8. Book I'm excited to read. What a lovely prompt that is. So I'm going to go now. I'll replace that one just in case I end up doing a part 3. I will go now and try and select some books. Right, I have chosen my books. So for the first prompt of a book on a previous TBR you didn't get to, I have chosen the soundtrack to My Life by Dermot O'Leary. I can't exactly remember which TBR it was on. I feel like it could have been in my TBR for Pixarathon one time. Or the Toy Story Readathon when I was a host for that. Or Polathon last year. I feel like I hastily put a TBR together for that. That can't have been. It was do you know what it was? Polathon. I know it's not a polar book, but at the time I think I did have a go at Polathon last year, but just pick books off the prompts that could fit in, rather than obviously polar fantasy books. I feel just before Eurovisionathon last year, because Eurovisionathon always starts mid-April, at the beginning of April I had a very loose TBR, and I feel like this was one of them, but I never got round to it. It's basically Dermot O'Leary talking about music and which pieces of music link to different parts of his life. So from what it says. So yeah, definitely want to get on this one, and it was definitely on a previous TBR, so it would be good to do it. My sister bought me this for part of a Christmas present or a birthday present, so there's that one. I can't remember which one was next, so I'm just going to grab one for gifted or from a subscription box. I am going for Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. This is the March read for the Recreate Book Club, which is run by Becca Fowle, Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction, and Rachel from, I think it's Rattle the Stars. They've started where they've each picked a different one for the last few months. I wasn't really into the two books that were picked previously, but this one I was gifted for my birthday last year from Faye from Mystery Date with a Book, and I haven't read it yet, and I was glad I hadn't because of this, so I hope to join in with the read along for this and the live show. Then for Set Somewhere That I've Been, I pre-ordered this ages ago, the paperback version, and it took ages to come because obviously the hardback was out first, so everybody was talking about it, and I didn't read it purposely or talk about it because I knew I had the paperback coming. So this is by Bethel Leary. I've already read The Switch and what was the other one? The not House Swap, the one where they share a bed. One of them goes out in the morning to work, one of them goes out in the evening, and they share. Flat share, not bed swap. Flat share. So yeah, definitely want to read this one. It's set. They're going on an epic road trip to Scotland. I have done a road trip with Andy to Scotland. We were meant to go for 2 weeks, but sadly Andy's nan passed away. Neither of us felt like going, but we ended up. Family told us really she would want us to go, so we did a week instead. It was like just jump in your car and try. He'd done a little route, and we camped some days, rough camped, and stayed in like B&Bs, and yeah, I do remember it fondly, but I do remember that sadness feeling because obviously Andy's nan was a big loss to everybody. So yeah, I have been to Scotland. I've been to Scotland for the golf with my dad, the Golf Open many times. So yeah, I've definitely been here, so it fits with the prompt. It says Addie and her sister are on an epic road trip to a friend's wedding in rural Scotland, but not long after setting off, a car slams into theirs. The driver is none other than Addie's ex, who she hasn't seen since their traumatic break up 2 years earlier. Dylan and his best mate are heading to the wedding too, so Addie has no choice but to offer them a ride. And with 400 miles to go, they can't avoid confronting the very messy history of their relationship. Will they make it to the wedding? And more importantly, is this really the end of the road for Addie and Dylan? Don't know why I spent ages trying to think of the title of the other books because they're there. But yes, so The Road Trip by Bethel Leary is the Set Somewhere I've Been. And then finally, for a book I'm excited about, I've got A Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison. This is the 4th book in the series. Don't know if it's the last one. I don't know. It says, a frozen town called Wilderness, promising adventure, the ghostly legend of a fortune teller, a highwayman, and a stolen crystal ball. 3 sisters with a mystery to solve as an icy storm rages around them. And it's got lovely blue edges. I think this cover is the best of they're all gorgeous covers, but I think this is the best of the lot of them. I was excited to read it. I put it on hold because they always come out around my birthday. Something's stopping me, and I don't know why, but I know as soon as I get into it and I'm reading about the 3 sisters again, I will want to keep on reading. So yeah, I was excited about it. I hope I can get excited about it again. This is why I need to stop pre-ordering so many books, because by the time they come and they sit on my shelves for a while, I think everybody has this problem, you lose that excitement and then you put off reading them. So yeah, I made up because 2 of those are pre-orders that have recently come in. One is a gift, and like I said, well, 2 of them are gifts and they're ones that have been sat on my shelf for a while, so they're 4 off my shelf that I can get off my shelf, because recently I've been reading a lot of library books, which is great, but I still want to get this lot down and the ones on my book cart down. So yeah, I have got to finish The Last Story in Life Stories, hopefully read The Spanish Love Deception, unless I find a shorter Spanish book that I can read. If you know of a short Spanish book, then let me know. And then these 4. Will there be a part 3? Possibly. We will see. I need to see if I can get through these. And I don't want to speed read, I want to enjoy them. it depends if I love them, how quick I'll go. So thank you for watching, and I may see you again for part 3. If not, the next time you see me will probably be for my Eurovisionathon announcement video, where I tell you the links for joining up to the Readathon, and then not long after that, hopefully a TBR as well. The countdown for Eurovisionathon starts on the 6th of March. What day are we on today? We're on the 3rd, 4th. So Sunday, I'm starting the countdown for that, where I'll put a different country up on Twitter and list some books for that country, and then work my way through the countries up until the start of the Readathon. So yeah, let me know below if you've read any of these books, if you're taking part in Roller Readathon, what you're doing for that, and if you were taking part in Eurovisionathon and what kind of books you've got for the different countries. Anything like that. So I will speak soon. Bye.